It was a quiet Sunday evening when the first knock came, sharp, aggressive, and too urgent to be friendly. I opened the door to find a man I didn't know standing on my porch, his eyes dark with something between anger and menace. He didn't greet me. Instead, he stepped closer, ignoring the invisible line of personal space. "I've been watching you," he muttered, glancing past me toward the living room where my wife and kids were sitting. My chest tightened instantly. I stepped out, closing the door behind me, blocking his view. "You need to leave," I told him firmly. But he only smirked and started talking about my family, their names, where they went to school, things a stranger had no right to know. Every instinct in me screamed that this was no random visitor. This was a threat. My wife's face flashed in my mind, her warm smile now shadowed by fear. I could almost hear my kids' laughter from earlier that day, a sound I would do anything to protect. I told him again to leave, but he took another step forward. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. I had to make a decision, not for me, but for them. "Go inside," I called to my wife through the door, my voice steady though my hands were shaking. I heard her lock the deadbolt. The man started shouting, hurling insults and veiled threats, his voice growing louder, more unstable. I moved down the steps, positioning myself between him and the house. "You're not coming near my family," I warned, my voice low but certain. Mind. Raced if he tried to force his way in, I would have to stop him, no matter what it cost me. He lunged toward me and instinct took over. I shoved him back hard, my feet planted like roots in the earth. He stumbled, but his glare promised he wasn't done. That's when I pulled out my phone, dialing the police with one hand while keeping my other hand raised, ready to defend. When the sirens finally echoed down the street, relief washed over me, but my body was still coiled like a spring. The officers took him away, but even after the flashing lights faded, I stood there a while longer, making sure the night was truly safe. Inside, my wife hugged me so tightly, I could feel her tears soaking into my shirt. My kids clung to my legs, too young to fully understand, but old enough to sense the danger that had just passed. I kissed each of them, silently promising that as long as I was breathing, no harm would touch them. That night I didn't sleep. Not because I was afraid, but because I was still on guard. And I realized something. A man's greatest strength isn't in his fists or his voice, but in the lengths he will go to protect the people he loves.